What is that?
It's my bone.
God damn it, Cartman!
How would you like to suck my balls?
What did you say?
I'm sorry. Actually, what I said was... How would you like to suck my balls, Mr. Garrison?
Holy shit, dude.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of Check My Balls right here on the litany of freaking networks. You can download this podcast everywhere and anywhere, as well as run some new podcasts, something called like Javin or something like that. It's like in India, some other podcasts. I don't know. We had a lot of good numbers since we moved over to Spreaker. So shout out to our new host, Spreaker, as well, and a couple of the different ad inserts that you'll be hearing that supports this podcast. So we appreciate them. But yes, we are also hosted on HamiMediaGroup.podbean.com, RatSalladReview.com, and the R&R Pod Network, which is also affiliated with Spreaker as well. I'm your host on the scene where the air is clean. I'm lighting up green, your boy MSG. And I'm joined each and every week by my two bros. One I just saw yesterday when we got a burger in Aurora, yo. And the other guy over here on the west who likes to smoke the best. And if you give him all the answers, he'll pass the test. Ladies and gentlemen, let's first start with time out. Ow! Jackson!
Time out.
What's going on, buddy?
Brother. What's happening, brother?
Yeah, can you I know that you got your green screen thing and everything, but if you're gonna like do stuff, you gotta like pull your camera back a little bit or something, because you're like way too close up into the camera. I'm literally seeing the pores on your face right now.
Well, it is spooky vision.
There you go. Now we can see your pretty face. How you doing, buddy? Welcome back to your show too.
Good. How are you been?
Good, man. I was excited. Had a pretty decent week. Launched the brand new Patreon.com/Stevie Ray for former 10-time tag team champion Stevie Ray, as well as current WWE Hall of Famer. But we are back as well with our third guy on the wheel. Who's, going to be driving all night long.
All night long.
But he's back after getting stranded in Las Vegas, because everything that happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. He's got his chlamydia test checked, and it came back negative. He's Dirty Joe Verdula.
And that's when you want that negative to, negative right there is a positive. I just realized something. I had In-N-Out this week in Vegas. We went to In-N-Out up here last night. Yo, I'm going to have a hat trick this weekend. I'm going to hit the one in Spanish Fork on the way to the show. I got my hat trick, bro.
Got his hat trick. To go in and out 3 times. In and out.
3 different states, brother.
In and out.
That's 3 different states. That's a loop.
Trifecta. You should tell them when you get to Utah, maybe they'll give you something. You should have taken pictures every time you went. Probably could have been their social media guru or something.
Yeah, except I get kicked off social media a month at a time.
My buddy got hired as a food vlogger in Cincinnati. Do you think if someone took it upon themselves to just start hitting up these In-N-Outs and start taking pictures, In-N-Out would just eventually hire you to be their foodie guy?
That was my idea years ago, and I should probably do that. Let's do that. Let's just take the entire summer off. We'll film and document everything.
Okay. I mean, I can give you a couple of weeks of vacation. But
yeah. Okay. That's pretty much how long it would take to make that few 1,000-mile loop.
Yeah.
We'd have to go to Dallas though.
Dallas. We're going to have to hit the Dallas In-N-Out. Well, we're going to get in and out today by delivering you another South Park review, as we are back for our 58th episode. Now, this is Chef Goes Nanners. It's the 7th episode of season 4. It's the 55th overall episode of the programming series, if you will. It aired July 5th, the year 2000. Chef's passionate protest declaring that the South Park flag inflames the entire town, or that it's racist, inflames the entire town. Kids separate into 2 opposing camps and prepare to debate the issue. as well as Stan and Kyle champion the current flag while Wendy and Cartman head up the side for a new flag. As well as in a twist of things to come, Wendy Teslaberger finds herself in a bit of a situation where she's attracted to Eric Cartman. So let's begin with the crux of the story of where it starts out. And South Park does a good job, I think, in this episode, really introducing what the plot of the story is right away. Like, they don't delay. Like, sentences in, Jimbo and Chef are in the mayor's office arguing over the South Park flag. Jimbo says that the flag design has been around since the time of when the town was first founded. It should remain this way. Chef's protest is that it's racist, needs to be changed. When the mayor unfurls the flag, asking him what is wrong with it, we can see why it's angry, as it shows 4 white stick figures hanging a black stick figure in the gallows and cheering.
All right, Chef, I'll have my assistants hold up the flag, and you tell me what exactly you find racist about it.
You don't see anything wrong with that flag?
Now, before we even move on, I mean, let's just get this out of the way. It's the conversation we're gonna have at some point in this podcast. This is definitely very relatable to 2021. It's so weird still say 2021. I'm getting used to that.
A little bit.
Yeah. So 2021's here, and even in 2021, there's still the argument over these Confederate flags. Even so much so, as we're recording this, whether you are for or against the storming of the Capitol, whether you believe they are real or actors, the fact remains the Confederate flag still graced the halls of Congress and what's the name of the place there? The chambers,
Yeah, it was the Capitol.
The Washington Capitol. So like, it graced those rooms. The flag had never been in there ever. So like, whether you are for or against all of this, it's still relatable now. The conversation about this flag being used, even in American culture, based on a losing country, right? No other real countries around the world continue to fly flags, at least not publicly. Like, if you're going to do it inside your own home, hang it up, that's your house, dog. I can't tell you what to fucking do. But if you're going to like publicly put it out and even so much so, I don't like it. If you're going to put it on your physical own private property, that's your house, I might not like it. But guess what? America, that's your choice. But for it to be on a public display or on government property, and they're not even a country anymore, or even a country that won the right to be a country. It's not like where we have other countries' flags. If the UK and you have China, or you have Japan, and you have those different halls. That's different. That's the different United Nations and countries we work with and whatnot, right? But like, just to have like this flag that represents so much racial history within this country still to try to be preserved today based on the notion of it's historical, it's about my founding fathers.
You don't see Russians walking around in Soviet Union t-shirts saying the communism will rise again.
Scoop, when you were
except for Putin.
Scoop, when you were in Germany, I'm sure you saw tons of shirts that said East Berlin, West Berlin while you were there in the military. Yeah, that was going on, right? Yeah, totally. That was happening.
Oh yeah. West and East Germany.
What was going on? It was there. It totally was happening. Obviously, I'm being facetious.
East Fatherland!
Scoop, sometimes there was just merchants on the street that said, "Put back up the wall." Gorbachev, put it back up.
Rebuild
that wall.
Whoa.
Obviously, again, this is all satire, ladies and gentlemen, and that's the point we're trying to make, that no other country, I mean, Germany itself obviously is, now we do it. For some reason, we have people in this country who decide to fly the Nazis. Well, let me rephrase that. We have some people who decide to fly the swastika-symboled flag that, because of historical evidence and history, now represents a horrible genocide and monstrosity in World War. Obviously, that was not the original intention of what it was, but that's now what it represents. So, in our culture and society, if you're going to represent that, you're basically saying I am a racist and I'm okay with this.
Right.
I'm not saying we should eliminate these people, but these people should be placed somewhere.
Yeah.
Agreed.
But most of those are. I guess they're on their own countries or their own little counties. I mean, I don't know. I don't. Do you guys? I mean, I know me and Joe probably don't encounter too much here in Colorado. However, I know you go to Utah, and I know that Utah's a little bit more.
Bro, and it's funny you put it on Utah before you put it on here. And Denver is a very blue town in a giant ass red state. And it's just we have more people in Denver than the rest of this. So we're
in the bubble. Is that what you're saying? We're in this blue bubble.
Yeah, exactly.
That's interesting.
I did a show out in the sticks. Like it wasn't even Pueblo. It was like Los Animas or maybe Canyon City. Some podunk, like we were the only thing going on a Friday night in this town. And
those can be fun.
Yeah, and shit you not, Confederate flag hat on, and had it gets better. It gets better. Had the balls to have his sleeves rolled up so he could show off his SS shit. He had some swastikas.
So he came ready to
Iron
flaunt.
Eagle. Yeah, he came ready to flaunt. And I still thank God that one of the boys in the back didn't see it because he would have killed the dude. Like, no doubt in my mind, would have like snapped his arms on the spot and then just killed him. But,
so yes, you guys. I mean that conversation itself, though, about the flag getting back. Now we'll drive back into South Park. The conversation about the flag itself still rages on. I mean, we're not going to sit here and have a debate on whether the flag in our current society needs to be, I think, recognized or regaled in some sort of historical fashion, other than in a museum or in your personal homes, because I think we all agree that it's idiocracy, if you will, the thought of trying to preserve this flag and still wave it around, and when clearly it's still like if it represents a time in our history that is detrimental to current society, you continuing to purvey that flag is not necessarily out of historical context anymore or quote unquote Southern pride. It's for as well attention grabbing and seeking, in my opinion. You want that attention. You want a little bit of that drama because that's what you like it. I'm not saying it's right, or I'm just saying that's where a lot of these people were also raised too. It's a systemic racism too. Racism you don't just wake up racist. It's you're born into it and then adopted into it or indoctrinated into it through family, friends, or the people you surround yourself with.
Right. And it's like there are parts of New York that for whatever reason people just fly that flag for. And like, again, I'm not stepping into right, wrong.
But on the flip side, like as I explained to you last night, Joe, when I was on tour in Texas, and I'm sure Ian could attest to this, there are parts of like San Antonio, and I can't name other places right off the top of my head, but that are very predominantly Hispanic, and they don't like white people. So like you can't come into certain areas there. So like
you were talking
saying
about
it
that.
doesn't exist on all formats. I'm just saying in this country, 70 to 60% of our history is basically made up of, white people being racist. So unfortunately with that flag, what it represents is it's a horrible time in our history. Right. Let's move on and let's talk about South Park history. The third grade class then is given an assignment to work on a debate, a topical current event called Change the Flag. And they are given time to research. Now, the teacher, we still have this substitute teacher, as we mentioned in the last episode, which you can go back and listen to, that Mr. Garrison has been suspended because that's Mr.Hat for trying to hook up with Cartman in the Nanners episode, which was 2 episodes prior. So
now, if you look close, though, the substitute teacher's a doctor.
Oh, it's the same doctor character?
It's the same character. I don't know if they're like the same person, but it's the same it's legitimately like the doctor from later on.
Just
Move
made
his face
smaller
beard for
and
me, please.
skinnier, right? Just made You're right. Just made smaller or like skinnier because like the doctor has the big white overcoat on him, and the way they position him, he's usually made to look taller. Whereas in the wide shots of the teacher and him not wearing the doctor suit and a bow tie and suspenders, it is a quote unquote different character. That's interesting. Good call out. Did you notice the alien later in the episode?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty abundantly clear. Joe, did you see the alien?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Well, that being said, so I was just calling out different things anyway.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
the third grade class is told based on prior history that it was every debate was against Cartman. And it was like pro-choice versus Cartman, death penalty versus Cartman, Roe v. Wade versus Cartman. And apparently Cartman has won every debate. And Cartman's like, that's right.
That's right.
Pro-choice versus Cartman, pro-gun control versus Cartman, and people against the clubbing of baby seals versus Cartman. And apparently the winner of all your debates so far has been Cartman.
That's right. Cartman doesn't always win. He just gets pissed off and goes home, so we can't debate anymore.
Yeah. I'm just a better debater than you guys. You don't even know what you're debating about half the time. Yes, I do. No, you don't. Oh, yeah? Well, screw you guys. I'm going home.
Told ya.
And they're like, dude, Cartman did not win every debate, explains Kyle, because every time we debate, Cartman just gets pissed and says, screw you guys, and he goes home. And the whole class goes, yeah. And Cartman goes, you know what? I didn't do that. Screw you guys. I'm going home. And then he leaves. And then he's like, see, he left. So they decide that in this case, what they're going to do is they're going to research the subject first. Then based on the subject that they choose, they'll be aligned with the team. So they start to research it. You know, Stan, Kyle, and Kenny talk with Jimbo over the matter, while Wendy, Bebe, Clyde, and Butters join Chef in gathering support for locals. Most of them who really don't have a strong opinion either way. Everyone kind of goes through the different motions throughout the episode with the media as they're interviewing different townspeople. I can see how the flag is racist, but I don't think it should be changed. I think we should change the flag, but I do like our history. I don't think we should change the flag, but I can see how it's racist.
Yeah, I can see how it is.
That happens the whole episode, even so much to the point where Chef at one point yells into the camera by moving, God damn you undecided crackers.
Yeah.
The flag is racist, but then again, it is part of our history.
Well, I guess the flag is part of history, but I can see how it is racist.
I think it is history. I think it is racist.
Believe
Oh, to hell with all of you indecisive bastards.
So Stan, Kyle, and Kenny talk to Jimbo and Ned. And they talk about the history and why they don't think the flag should be changed. And then Wendy, Baby, and Clyde are trying to help Chef outside of a local supermarket get registered voters to sign up. And all these registered voters are now showing up to, talking about, well, I don't know if I could do it tomorrow. Yeah, I could do it Tuesday. Tuesday is no good for me. How about Thursday? No, that doesn't work for me. You know what would really work for me? Saturday afternoon. Actually would really work better? Saturday morning. Yeah, Saturday morning actually would work really great. Okay, so Chef's all getting pissed. Saturday morning it is. We march. And then after going through all that, the townspeople go, oh, well, what are we marching about? We're marching about changing the flag. Oh, yeah, I don't know if I can really do that. I got to go. Oh, yeah, blah, blah. So then, of course, all the undecided white people who it doesn't really affect leave, because that's what American culture is about, most of it. Not all of it, most of it. Really, that's kind of where I can't speak for other cultures, obviously, because I haven't lived. Even while you guys can say you visited, unless you've lived there year after year, right? We can't really examine the culture itself and the philosophies of their society and how things move along. But it's interesting to think that in our country, we live in such a either technologically sustainable country or technologically, we rely so much on technology that it has removed certain emotional aspects and connections that we create with other individuals. And as such, our attention spans have deteriorated. And when things and shit happen, if it doesn't affect you directly, you don't give a fuck. We're all victims of it, whether it be subconsciously or just because you're fucking unconscious because you're working and you're trying to do so many different things, right? So like if it doesn't affect you directly, unfortunately, we don't really think about these things at least in the United States, which is sad. Like I think that it is sad. And then like someone has to directly put it in your face, as that old Dane Cook joke used to tell you back in the day. No, you gotta put those motherfucking kids right up on the TV. This is fucking baboo. You can't fucking donate 10 cents a fucking day, you fucking privileged asshole, right? So like for Americans, you gotta really put it in front of their faces so that way they get it. But like then you turn on the TV and you see like international news in their countries where like they're fucking out there rioting right now, fucking like fighting for their rights and shit. And you're like, man, I wish more people would do that instead of storming the Capitol over an election that legally has shown to be no fraud. So I don't know. Seems to be. It's just weird, man.
Yeah. Like,
times,
what's
weird
going on?
times living in, bro. Weird times we're freaking living in, man. Again, like I'm saying, I'm not. You can support whatever party you want. I'm just saying from a legal standpoint, nothing's been proven. So at that point, whether you agree or disagree, then it becomes conspiratorial and all speculation. So we can only go off of the facts right now. So if something else changes, then we'll change our thought process and re-examine, because that's what humans should do. You shouldn't just plant your fucking flag in one idea and go, "This is my idea, and I'm sticking to it forever." Ideas evolve, people, and that's what Wendy and Baby and Clyde and Butters are trying to explain to the townspeople, and as well as what's going to be the crux of Wendy's debate is that people change, and as with change in society, things need to progress. Well, Stan and Kyle are in charge of the group where they want the flag to stay the same, and Wendy and Cartman end up getting selected to lead the group of supporting the changing of the flag. Cartman does this out of humor because Stan and Kyle, they volunteer to do be the team of the flag should stay the same. And Wendy's like, "Really, Stan? You're going to be on that team?" And Stan's like, "Dude, I don't see anything wrong with it," because he doesn't understand right now what's wrong with it. And Wendy raises her hand to be on the team that is against it, and then Cartman raises his hand. Totally does it to troll Wendy. So he jumps on her team, and Wendy's pissed at first. So now at lunchtime, Stan and Kyle ask Chef for help. And it turns out that Chef has converted to Islam, and he's changed his name to, and hopefully I can get this correct. I should be able to, Abdul Muhammad Jabbar Rauf Kareem Ali.
Hello, Chef.
My name isn't Chef anymore, children. I've converted to Islam.
Islam?
From now on, my name is Abdul Muhammad Jabbar Rauf Kareem Ali.
And so much so that there's a new guy he's hired, his new assistant, who's in the kitchen as well, wearing a apron, and he's holding the end of the sign, because the name is so long. Because for those unaware, what I'm referring to, Chef normally has a apron that says Chef on it. So now he's changed it to where on his chef it says Abdul Muhammad, and then the other guy's holding a dash that says Jabbar Rauf Kareem Ali. So right next to him. So after explaining to Chef that they don't see anything what's wrong with the flag, Chef's like, "God damn it, I didn't think you little crackers would turn against me too." So it turns Chef pretty pissed to the point where he's like, "Make your own damn food." And he walks to the cafeteria. So now Wendy takes her team to the library. And they're starting their thing. Cartman walks in. "Hey, what's up, you guys? Yep, I'm here. We can start now." He walks in, and Wendy's trying to explain that she wants to split everybody up into 3 research teams, and Cartman's like, "That's a great idea." And so he tells one team, "You go dig up dirt on Stan and Kyle. You go dig up dirt on the actual debate, just in case we have to actually debate. Go team, go. Me and Wendy will stay here." So basically, they all scatter about. Now, did you notice that we got to see the early character here of Bradley Biggle?
Yeah.
AKA Midberry Crunch.
Or at least his avatar.
Yeah,
Right.
like his younger avatar version of him.
Nah, I missed it.
And berries. Anyway, so yeah, just a young Bradley Biggle. There.
Right. I probably saw him and it just didn't register.
No worries. I've that's only because I've been recently, of course, playing South Park. games again. So like he's fresh in the memory.
Right.
Moving on though, Wendy is pissed at Cartman. Like, you can't win a debate this way about digging up people's dirt.
Wait, which side are we at?
What side are we at? What do we do? And he's trying to explain every debate is going to be won by digging up dirt and throwing shade at your opponent. And unfortunately, that is just another reflection on American politics as well, where it's all a circus now. I mean, there's a clip out right now that Stevie Ray put up on his YouTube. Free clip. Go check it out. And if you like it, you can join patreon.com/StevieRayTV, which I am the managing editor for, 10-time Hall of Fame champion, where he talks about how politics and wrestling are very similar, so much to the point where, you know, when Donald Trump and Ted Cruz were running against each other, Donald Trump straight up came out and said, "Your wife is ugly." And Stevie Ray was like, "Man, where I come from, you about to get your ass beat. Like, we're talking about my woman like that, especially in a public manner." And I was like, he's like, and now Ted Cruz is supporting him. And I was just like, yep, that's American politics, man. And that's wrestling too, right? Where you, one week you're yelling at each other and the next week you're in a tag team, you're friends. So this was definitely a reflection upon American politics, with Cartman saying, "But go dig up some dirt so we can talk shit about him." So now we go to the next scene here, where we've got back at City Hall, a local branch where, well, actually, I guess I'm skipping ahead here, but everybody shows up outside Town Hall and they're kind of arguing and yelling different things. Or you got Chef talking about how, what was it? I don't know. I'm going to butcher this, so I apologize. He referred to a specific time period, but he said in the specific time period, they used as a form of protesting burning a Buddha, or burning a monk, I'm sorry. I will now reenact this. So he makes you think like he's going to burn himself, and then the camera quickly pans over, and he has a monk sitting there on a rug, and he pours gasoline over the monk, which is the background of Joe right now. And he throws fire onto the monk.
Yeah.
You can see this here on YouTube in background.
Yeah.
Now at City Hall, the local branch as well of the Ku Klux Klan end up showing up and join the side of Jimbo and Ned. White power, white power. We're with you, brother. And Jimbo and Ned were like, we don't want your support. Well, you got it anyway. Now Jimbo and Ned are trying to think of different ways to, win this debate as well. Well, at the same time, Cartman, he comes in and with Wendy for another meeting, and he explains that, as well as using the ad hominem tax on their opponent's credibility, they got to think of different ways to beat them in the debate. And they're eating Oreos and shit like that. And, Cartman talks about how he likes to, I like to take one side of Oreo, another side of Oreo with the cream, and put it together, make the other side of Oreo. Wendy's like, oh my God, me too. I never thought I'd have anything common with Eric Cartman. Cartman makes her laugh, holding up the little doll. Wendy, 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 Wendy. So Cartman is building a little bit of a relationship here with Wendy, which I think, again, is going to set the groundwork for Cartman and Wendy's relationship overall. After this, as far as the Ku Klux Klan is concerned, Jimbo decides that for the opportunity for them to win this debate, they actually need to get the Ku Klux side against them. So what they're going to do is they're going to dress up as KKK members. They're going to go into a meeting, and then they're going to come up with the idea that they should support changing the flag, right? So, but before doing that, they do have a meeting at City Hall where they after the burning of the monk, and they're like, look, we changed the flag, Chef. And they're like, what the hell? It's still the same. He's like, no, we put a little smiley face on it now, see? So really no big changes. So then Jimbo and Ned, go into the KKK meeting. And they dress up as KKK members, and they kind of mock the KKK members in their meeting, where the leaders are talking about, like, they're going over past notes about different religions or seculars of race that they don't like. And then they do a raffle for a cake. And then they decide to open up the floor for new meetings. And that's when Jimbo and Ned suggest, well, look, everybody hates us, right? Yeah. So why don't we say that we are for changing the flag? That way everybody will vote against us and the flag will stay the same. That's a good idea, brother. Yeah, brother. So they leave, and that pisses off. What ends up happening is as they're walking away, taking their masks off, Chef drives by in his car and he sees them. And they're like, wait, no.
That is the most insane thing I've ever seen. I can't believe those people are on our side. I mean, is our side that crazy? Oh, hello, Chef. Big debate tomorrow, I guess. Oh, Jesus, the rope, Chef. This isn't what it looks like. You gotta listen to us.
I ain't gonna listen to nothing. This whole cracker-ass town can kiss my ass.
Ned, I'm starting to think that maybe history ain't worth defending sometimes.
We're not racist, Chef. Sorry, you don't understand. And he's like, God, to hell with you and this whole cracker-ass town. He drives off, and even Jimbo says, sometimes I don't think history may be worth saving, which is a great fucking line. History sometimes is not worth saving, guys.
It's not.
No. So as we mentioned, after the mayor showing Chef leaves angry again, the mayor then decides that she does not want any further to part in the debate, and the aides end up telling the mayor that the kids are about to have a debate themselves and that they could create their own law based on the debate, thereby taking off the attention. She doesn't want the further stress and attention put on her to make the decision. So once again, South Park leaves it up to the kids again, this will be a recurring theme over time.
Yeah.
Especially when Stanley and Kyle have their own egg. But teacher, my egg is here. So while Wendy and Cartman are working together, as we mentioned, they develop a strong attraction. Now things become worse for Wendy after she dreams of him one night. She wakes up in the middle of the night and has one of those cliche dreams where Cartman has got his shirt off with long hair and he's on a horseback riding through the meadow.
It'll be like this forever.
Okay, it would be like this forever.
Oh, Cartman.
And then he runs to her. Wendy, Cartman, and then they start kissing, and then she up. She dunks her head in a goldfish bowl or whatever fish bowl. She goes into the bathroom and she washes her face, and she turns around and she sees her Russell Crowe poster, which apparently she's a big fan of Russell Crowe making movies, singing songs, fighting around the world. And then she sees a mirage where she sees Cartman's face over Russell Crowe's body. Wendy.
Oh, God. Please don't let this be happening.
So she's like developing feelings for him. So she calls Bebe, her best friend, over, and she tells Bebe, and Bebe screams, "Why would you tell me this?" She's like, "I had to tell somebody because I can't work or concentrate on the debate. And if I can't work or concentrate on the debate, we're going to lose the debate. And the whole town's, I got all this pressure on me." And Bebe just says that sometimes you just have to act on the impulse and get it out of the way. And Wendy's like, "So I should just go ahead and kiss him?" And Wendy's like, Bebe's like, "Yep, just kiss him. Get it out of the way." Kiss him, get out of the way. All right, so now after all this is broken down with the KKK, even so much so we see Mr. Garrison at one point at the KKK rallies, and they're like, you see Kyle's mom, "Mr. Garrison." She's like, "You're a racist?" "No, not me. Mr.Hat is." White power. Oh, Mr.Hat.
Power!
Mr. Garrison, you're a Klan member?
No, but Mr.Hat is. White power. Oh, you're such a racist bastard, Mr.Hat.
Oh,
He even called. I'm not going to say the term because it's pretty racist, but he even calls we'll play the clip. He calls Chef a pretty inflammatory racial term as well.
Power!
Oh, I'm sorry, Chef. Mr.Hat is a racist son of a bitch. Don't apologize for me to that spear chucker.
And then Mr. Garrison runs away after Mr. Hat calls him, which is essentially Mr. Garrison, basically Mr. Garrison saying that he is a racist. There you go. We do find out over time. Well, at least I got rid of all those. And then the episode cuts out, and all the rich people move to town later. Or can we get rid of all the Mexicans? As like Mr. Garrison always likes to ask every year. So he's a very intolerant person. He went so much show he wanted to fuck them all to death. I'm gonna fuck them all to death. Fuck them all. Take it back to this country. Let's make this country great again. So Mr. Garrison, we find out, of course, in this episode, still suspended. But then again, he's an adult erotic film novel writer, and he's a famous star right now. But we got one more episode. In a couple episodes here, we're going to get the reveal of what happened to Mr. Garrison. Mm-hmm. So now at the debate, Wendy is she starts to give her speech. The whole town is there, and she's having a hard time delivering her speech because she's got little girls have little tingly feelings in their vagina. And when Jonas Brothers sing, those tingly feelings jingle and they buy stuff. So Wendy's got some tingly feelings. And so she's got to get out of the way. And in a bold move, too, for the debate, if you think about it, because it really fucks Stan up, she lays one on thick on Cartman. And for the rest of the debate, you're going to have to watch the YouTube to see the motions I'm doing. For the rest of the debate, Cartman's like sitting there smiling, and he's out that. Like he's all like proud of himself and shit.
Could you all excuse me for a moment? There. Now, the main point we would like to make is that oftentimes it is prudent to change history. As times change, we hope to grow, and as we grow, our rules must change. It is a natural part of evolution. Thank you.
Because Stan's just appalled, mouth open, jaw dropped, that his girlfriend laid one on laid one on Cartman. So
yeah, he's just
right. So Wendy lays one on thick, and then she gives her opening argument. Stan and Kyle give their opening argument, and then, but their debate is based on violence. They're like, we don't think the flag should be changed because everybody and everywhere kills people, and that's no reason just to change history. And then
and they were like, even animals kill, and the smart ones do, and the dumb ones don't.
Right, the dumb ones don't. Right. So it's then after finding out that the side of the thought that the distinction. I'm sorry, that the debate was based on capital punishment, that they in fact were not racist. Because Chef was like, oh, wait a minute. That's the most beautiful thing I've ever heard. Don't you see? They thought it was just about violence. They didn't even see color of the skin when they saw the characters on the flag. And the kids exclaimed they did.
They just saw 5 people.
They just saw 5 people, which was a beautiful message for sure. And Chef was, you know what? I was wrong about you children. I apologize. I still think the flag should be changed as well. And then Jimbo pops in and he's like, you know what? I was wrong too. This whole thing made us crazy. Let's see if we can find a fair compromise. And I'm like sitting there thinking like, why the fuck can't we do this? So like, you know what? If you want to change the Confederate flag, change it to rainbow colors. I'm all for that. And you get to keep your history. And then these colors will run deep, won't they?
We can have statues of Robert E. Lee holding hands with little children.
No, that's not
go.
We can have.
No, I meant like not little children. Never mind.
We could have
not little children.
You could have statues of Robert E. Lee, Gus Grant, signing shit and like coming together and building unity, right? But we definitely unity. So now ethnic diversity is added to the flag. People of all races are hanging. Even the black man, like, because Kyle or Stan are like, they're like, Kyle's like, I don't see the difference. Or Stan says, I don't see the difference. And then Kyle says, no, dude, don't you see? Now there's a black guy hanging a black guy too. So now everybody's equal. So now it was like a black guy, a white guy, I put a yellow guy, a red guy, and they were all hanging the black guys. So now everybody, I don't see a brown guy, like Hispanic. That's a little racist, but whatever.
Wait, I don't get it.
Oh, see? There's people of all colors. And they added a black guy as one of the hangers, too, so it's not racist.
Hooray!
I have to admit it. That is a lot nicer.
I guess they don't have Hispanics in South Park yet.
But
that
what's
being
the
said,
shitty walk guy?
Ooh, shitty walk. Hello, praise. So
I like you, Dennis.
I like you, Dennis. You work hard. Sorry, I can't pay you more. So Chef delivers the moral of the story that his inclination to anti-racism also made him a racist, and perceiving things according to race leads only to further racism. So in the final scene, Wendy tells Cartman that she lost all of her feelings for him, and it was just based on all sexual tension. And she runs off to be with Stan again, leaving Cartman alone and dejected, implying that he was developing genuine romantic feelings for Wendy. So two big, huge takeaway things right here at the end of the episode. First off, talk about the chef thing. That is a great moral of the story too. That we also need to consider, as well as individuals, as humans, that we can't just perceive everything to be race. In this case, this flag definitely was clearly racist. However, you can't perceive everything to be racist, because that only leads to further racism too. So there's a middle ground, and everybody needs to come together and just have a conversation, compromise, instead of just thinking that your side is 100% correct. So that's the first thing. The second thing, the thing when it comes to South Park, okay, this is a further characteristic of Eric Cartman that developed here. A further check mark on the rabbit hole that is the deep, dark, sad, twisted mind of Eric Cartman. Now, Joe, you missed the last couple episodes, but we discussed it briefly, considering the fact that in one of the recent episodes, it was Eric Cartman, the last episode, who had his fucking kidney stolen from Kyle. Okay. And also goes on to give him fucking AIDS later, and which we decided, you know what, you fucking stole his fucking kidney, so fuck you, bro. Ski cat. But
well,
also,
it's not like Kyle stole it. Stan stole it to put into Kyle. But.
Right. We talked about that, but still, in Cartman's mind, Kyle stole. It's in his body.
You took my kidney with your jugold around your
fucking neck. So you've got that. You got on top of that, his mom's a fucking crack whore, and his friends make fun of him. Mm-hmm. His mom makes fun of him when his friends laugh at him and make fun of him. His whole family's big and fat. He went to jail for a hate crime. That
wasn't even a hate crime.
I know. And in this case here, a girl who he actually did start feelings for only basically was interested and used him. Played him. We got more characteristics development. And this actually, you want to know why fucking Eric Cartman hates Wendy? This is why here. Because of this fucking episode.
They're giving him reasons to be a sociopath.
They're giving him the grounds to be the sociopath. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
I was looking for that phrasing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, crazy stuff here. All right, guys. Well, that was your actual episode recap here as far as the full episode. We're going to get into our next couple segments now. And now we're going to get into...
What did Kenny say?
What did Kenny say? What did Kenny say? Very quick, what did Kenny say today, guys? Because Kenny was only in one scene. Okay, so this is the part where Stan and Kyle are leading up their group about why they should not change the flag. And they're at Kyle's dad's office, who's a lawyer. And Stan says, come on, guys, we all have to work on this. And Kyle says to Kenny, as Kenny is sitting there eating a bunch of freaking mints. Like there's this mint bowl, and Kenny is just sitting there like eating mints, just popping them into his fucking mouth like nonstop. And Kyle's like, Kenny, how many of my dad's mints are you gonna eat? Jesus. And Kenny's like, Kenny, this is because my family's poor. So Kyle says, I know your family's poor, but you can't just eat an entire bowl of mints for dinner. And Kenny's like, fuck you. And he gives him a thing. Fuck you. Right? So Stan goes on to say, I don't think we stand a chance in this debate because Wendy's leading the other side. And Kyle's like, dude, you're just saying that because she's your girlfriend. And then Kenny burps and says, hey, can I get a drink of water? And Kyle's like, yeah, you can have a drink of water. The dispenser's over there. So, Kenny hops off to get a drink of water. And Stan says, yeah, you must be thirsty after eating 60 mints. So Gerald comes in And he says, hey, boys, how's the research coming? And Kyle says, pretty good, I guess. And Stan says, do you think they should change the flag? And Gerald goes, I don't know. And he picks up the empty bowl. So Gerald not wanting to touch that. But you know what? Gerald being Jewish, he should have been like, yeah, change the fucking flag. Anyway.
And he's a lawyer. Like,
and he's a lawyer. He should see the legal precedent.
Wasted opportunity.
Right? So Kyle says to his dad, Kenny ate all the mints, Dad. And Gerald goes, oh, those weren't mints. Those were antacid tablets. And Kyle goes, oh. And then everybody thinks about for a second, water plus antacid tablets. And they go, Kenny! And they look over to Kenny. Kenny, who's drinking the water, looks up and he goes, what? And then all of a sudden the tablets start to fizz. And he goes, oh! And his body balloons and foam comes out of all possible orifices. Then he bursts and parts of him fall all over. Some acid squirts out of somewhere at the table, body parts. Antacid covers some books, parts of the table, and on parts of everything else. The other students and Mr. Broflowski laugh. Stan and Kyle clap at each other somewhat, and Stan goes, that was a good one. So they don't explain, oh my God, you killed Kenny, you bastards. Why do you think Gerald had a fucking bowl of antacid tablets on the table? That's just a weird thing to keep in the office. He must shit a lot or something.
Yeah, doesn't he have a problem?
What?
Doesn't he have like a bowel problem or something?
Gerald?
Yeah.
I don't remember that being told to us yet.
Well, I mean, he has a high-stress job, so that could give him ulcers or get his acid going, so he just pops one of those.
Maybe pops in some, like... It's like those people who drink Alka-Seltzer daily. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they'll have, like, a glass of hot Alka-Seltzer just to have it. Or they'll drop it away. Or they'll drop it in quickly into their drink or something of choice, cold drink. Because like, they make Alka-Seltzer cold and all that, too.
Yeah.
Is Alka-Seltzer good for you to drink every day like that? I mean, I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I would figure that you're fucking with the acid in your stomach at that point if you're drinking one like every day, right?
Right? That's what I'm saying.
And that's what Kenny said.
All right, Scoop, why don't you go ahead and take us in to some of our trivia here as we're flying through this episode because it wasn't a big episode review.
This episode satirizes the two similar controversies about the state flags of Mississippi and Georgia. And even now, like, you know, the Washington football team changed their name from the Redskins. I think we still have the Cleveland Indians, though.
Yeah, but it's going to be changed by 2022.
Oh, shit. All right.
Yeah, they announced that a couple weeks ago.
All right. When two men are talking about the ball game interfering with the date of the protest, two pairs of feet are seen next to them which connect to the two women's bodies as they come out of the supermarket. I didn't notice that.
Neither did I.
Mr. Garrison insists he is not a racist or a Klan member in the episode. However, he is seen in the Here Comes the Neighborhood trying to get the Richards, who are all black, out of South Park by using Ku Klux Klan techniques, such as dressing up in their robes or burning crosses, and reveals with his last line of the episode that his intentions were purely racist. This episode is one of two where Wendy is seen without her trademark bracelet. The other is Funnybot. Chef's act of burning a monk in protest is a reference...
Trademark beret, just to be clear, beret
or
hat.
I didn't... My bad. Should probably put these in. Chef's act of burning a monk in protest is a reference to the self-immolation of the Queen Tish.
Thick Quang Duk. I don't know.
Thick Quang Duk.
Yeah, something like that.
Thick Quang Duk.
Vietnamese, so like Vietnamese is a very high like so maybe it's like Dai Quang Guk or something like that, maybe like that, like Quang
right.
Guk.
In 1963, a Vietnamese Mahayan Buddhist monk burned himself in a similar fashion. In the shot of the teacher after he writes Wendy and Eric's name on the board, where Eric should have should be we can make out an Ann, meaning the animators put Stan there instead of Eric. Or he rather wrote Cartman Ann. Cartman. Nanners is a British slang for bananas. Only in certain parts of the country, though, going bananas refers to going crazy. So, okay. Channel 4 News reports 3 citizens are for changing the flag, 3 are against changing the flag, and 4,382 are undecided, making the population of South Park approximately 4,388. The debate teams are Stan, Kyle, Kenny, Craig, Tweet, Francis, and Pete Thelman, who want to keep the flag, and Wendy Cartman, Token Butters, Clyde, Red, Bebe, Kevin, Boy with red shirt and blue pants, and Bradley Biggle, who want to change the flag.
Mint berry crunch! The power of mint and berries.
Stone and Parker disliked this episode as they had admitted it was rushed so that since they wanted to leave early for the holiday weekend.
Because this came out the day after the 4th of July, right?
Yep, July 5th.
Okay.
So they rushed. They said they disliked this episode because they rushed it. They really wish they could have hit like more racial elements, better jokes on this, or be like more in your face about it. But that was your trivia, guys. Now we can break down the last part of this episode. Some of the top liked and disliked moments of the episode. Go ahead, JV. Start us off.
The fact that this is still a relevant episode 20 years later kind of blows my mind. Like 21 now, almost. That's just, that's mind blowing.
Sad. I mean, I like the fact too. That's actually kind of my dislike, but I mean,
maybe I should have thrown that in the dislike, but
maybe. I mean, it could go either way.
But I get what you're saying. You like the fact that the episode still resonates now, is what you're saying. I get it.
Right. Yeah.
And then Ian, you put about Kenny here. You liked his death.
So yeah, I like right off the bat, he's eating the mints, and we don't have the oh my god you killed Kenny or anything like that. We have like, oh, that was a good one, because it fucking made me laugh so hard.
I like the fact that there also wasn't too much of a delay. It wasn't like you drank the water and they made the pan back over there, or maybe they made you think about what's going to happen. It was like, no, Kenny, what? Boom, he's dead. Mm-hmm. It was good. It hit pretty good. You liked Jimbo making the KKK switch sides?
Yeah. How he goes in there and convinces them, says how, everybody hates us. So maybe if we switch sides, they would go.
That's a good idea, brother.
Yeah, brother. That's a good idea, brother. All right. Time to see who's got the silliest things under your robes.
And then, of course, you also pointed out the leader of the KKK sounds like Bat Dad. Bat Dad!
I'm coming for you, Marsh.
I want you, Marsh. I want you.
Bat Dad fears nobody.
Bat Dad fears no one, Marsh.
I didn't hear no bell.
Hey, Bat Dad, I hear no bell. And the last thing, a couple of things here I'm going to put because I didn't write it down, just a couple things I liked. I did like the fact that Cartman had some empathy developed from a little bit in this episode, because he kind of, while yes, he is kind of an asshole, at the same time, he's just a kid, and he starts to develop relationship feelings for Wendy. And that's also one of my dislikes is, Wendy, you're a fucking bitch for using Cartman like that and playing him. Or not even having a rational conversation. Being like, hey, did you really feel this way from me? And see what Cartman actually had to say. But no, you just assumed that he had these tensions too, rather than considering where he's coming from. But I did like the empathy part for Cartman, because you kind of feel bad for him. You're like, yeah, I've been, as a guy, or even maybe as a girl, you've been in that situation. Or as a, I don't know, non-sexual person. You can put non-sexual on things now too. So I don't know, maybe. Mm-hmm. That being said, that was one of the things I liked. I thought it was funny. It's racist, but I did find it funny that Mr. Garrison, Mr.Hat was the Ku Klux puppet. I always find that fucking hysterical.
Yeah.
Oh, not me, Mr.Hat. It's just, no, you're a fucking racist. But it's just funny that they put a little KKK like costume on Mr.Hat. I always found that to be funny. I like Chef's name. He changes it to long name because he's got the little guy, his little helper in the cafeteria. I think that's he's holding the sign. And I like that he stands up for his rights in this episode. I like the fact that Chef's like, I'm not going to take this shit anymore. Fuck you guys. I'll fucking bust up all y'all crackers. All right, let's go to the top dislikes here. You put, Joe, go ahead and explain.
It's like a lot of South Park episodes, or at least the more memorable ones and the funnier ones, in my opinion anyway, have like some memorable one-liners or things like that like always jump in your head. Like we were doing the whole child labor thing from Shitty Walk just a few minutes ago, and this doesn't really have any of that. And it's more super memorable for the content and everything or for the theme of the episode than the actual content and everything. And maybe that's not necessarily a dislike, but it's memorable.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. Like sometimes there's like these, like our next episode, finger bang, 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 bang. Like, I mean, took my job, see ya. Like I get what you're saying. Like there's memorable lines and quotes from episodes. We could even go back to even Namble episode, just picking off, insecure ones. I'm just mature, you guys. I see my mature fans. I'm Bill Critters. Like there's things like you can go back and pick things.
Yeah.
But like in this episode, there really isn't any memorable one-liners. That's a good call out, except for I think Scoop did find one with the Bat Dad guy. That's a good idea, brother.
Yeah,
brother. I think that's a good call out afterwards that he found that. And then there is one more thing that is probably will be memorable to me, only because I use this phrase a lot, is that's right. Because Cartman doesn't say it in every episode, but this was an episode that he did say it when they were like, and Cartman has won all the debates. That's right. But you're right. There isn't an actual like episode theme or, that ties to the episode, a statement or a slogan or a line. So I definitely agree there. It's another thing I disliked in this episode is I do think that there should have been more support on Chef's side from the adult aspect. It definitely made the South Park town look really kind of stupid and ignorant, like everybody. Like while they were going through the whole, I get it, undecided thing of, I think the flag's racist, but I don't think it should be changed. Well, I think it's racist, but I got like history. Like there should have been more white people. This was 2000. There should have been some more white townspeople. Like Sheila should have been. Why wasn't she supporting Chef? Why wasn't Randy? Why wasn't Gerald or not? Maybe not Gerald, but Randy. Why wasn't more adults of the parents? Why didn't see the support of Wendy's parents helping Chef? I wanted to see more decision.
That's probably why Matt or Parker and Stone don't really like it, because they missed those opportunities. Yeah. So, like I was saying, there's a lot of wasted opportunity with this episode. This is one of my biggest dislikes I didn't put down in there. It's the there was a lot of opportunity for this episode and they missed it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they had to celebrate America, which was the day before. So as I mentioned, that's why.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, come to save the motherfucking day, yeah. All right, well, Scoop, is this in your top 200?
It's a little higher than the 200.
Top 150?
Yeah, I'll give it the top 150. Okay. Or I like the 175.
I would say that this is actually in my top 100.
Okay.
Actually, I like it. I do like it. It's a good episode for me. Well, guys, that's it. That's another edition of Check My Bass. Right here, as we mentioned, on the litany of freaking networks. Hacker Hameen Zone, Hami Media Group.podbean.com, RatSellingReview.com, as well as the or Pod Network. Of course, if you could do us a favor, if you listen to this on YouTube or if you listen to this on another platform, we appreciate you supporting them, but also we encourage you to always find us on Spotify, iTunes, Apple, Google, iHeartRadio, Amazon, TuneIn, Javin, Spreaker, Breakercast, Overcast, Touchcast, Mountcast. Find us. Subscribe to our feed. It helps us out if you're just subscribed to our feed as well. Like and share. Let your friends know about all South Park reviews if they love it too. And of course, you can also check me out on Light the Fuse AEW Review. It's a AEW review podcast that was also voted on by close to 1,000 listeners as the AEW Wrestling Review Podcast Show of the Year and the Wrestling Review overall Podcast of the Year. Guys, we came up a little short. We came up second place in the Affiliate Podcast of the Year, but that's okay. We lost to Star Wars, and that's not a bad podcast to lose to. So, I mean, they had Hakeem Zayn, the X Division champion, on there all year. I can't compete with that. Goddamn. That being said, they also have Greek God Papadon, Dr. Destroy, Alex Royal. It's a great show. Go check out the New Force Order podcast because I produced that podcast. So technically, I still won. Also, I was voted as the 2020 producer of the year. So check out Like the Fuse. You'll probably see this on Wednesday or Thursday, but check out the most recent episode when you watch this one of Like the Fuse. As there's going to be an inauguration ceremony for me as your producer of the year. Of course, check out. Yes, it's great. As well as, of course, check out the new episode of the Star Trek podcast with the man beast, Ted McNaylor. And check out, as I've been plugging, you'll see it all over my social media, patreon.com/StevieRayTV. Sign up and you can become a Patreon member and get information and access to all podcasts, exclusive content, 8x10s, Google Hangouts with the former 10-time tag team champion, Harlem Heat, WWE Hall of Famer, Stevie Ray. And he doesn't just do wrestling shows, guys. We just dropped an episode today with actress Liz Priestley, who was in the movie Concrete Cowboy with Idris Elba. It's a very funny, entertaining podcast. So tons of podcasts and content aren't even just wrestling related for all you different entertainment podcast fiends out there. So check out patreon.com/StevieRayTV. Also check out patreon.com/Hami Media Group for the FR podcast, which is the fucking rotten podcast with Rip Rogers. So go check that out. Joe, what are your plans? What would you like to put over before we go?
Oh man, there's so many things. I can't remember them all like you do. There is DCW available on a whole bunch of things. Amazon Prime, I think they're available on the OVW app, on Roku now, a few other things like that. Obviously, Primos Premiere. Follow them on social media, and we are also on the Fight app with our pay-per-view. There's going to be some more content going up on there soon, and a whole bunch of other things. I'm somehow busy in 2021.
Nice.
Scoop. Anything else before we go today? Any words of wisdom? First top tips.
No, but keep your eyes on the Bitcoins. I don't know. People are flocking to it.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for coming back for another edition of Check My Balls. We will be back next week with one of my top 5 episodes of all time. It is one of, if not the best episode of season 4. I have been waiting since we started reviewing this podcast to get to this fucking episode. Finger bang. Finger bang.
Bang.
Bang, bang,
Bang,
bang.
bang,
I'm
bang.
gonna finger bang, bang you into my heart. We'll have more to talk about with finger bang next week right here on another edition of Check My Balls.
See ya. See ya.
What is that? It's my bone! God damn it, Cartman! How would you like to suck my balls?
What did you say?
I'm sorry. Actually, what I said was... How would you like to suck my balls, Mr. Garrison? Holy shit, dude.